and Audrey in the morning, afternoon or evening, or whenever we decide to film this. Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Audrey. And this is our podcast.
In the Streets.
With Kate and Audrey.
Yeah.
Yay.
We have some unfortunate news. We were supposed to have our good friend Magenta on the podcast this week, but she's decided to spend some extra time away from the University, which is very valid. So it's just going to be Audrey and I today.
Exactly. Magenta will be on next week.
Yes. We tune back in for that.
Yeah. Exactly.
We will see her then.
We'll see her then. I look forward to having Magenta on.
I love Magenta.
We love Magenta. It's going to be so fun. So you guys have to hold your horses, you could say.
Make those fan pages for Magenta.
Yeah, get those fan pages going. Well, Kate, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Audrey?
I'm doing okay.
Where are you from?
I am from Mexico City, Mexico.
Ooh,
yeah,
fun. What's your favorite part of Mexico City?
My favorite part of Mexico City would have to be, there's this little, street. It's not really downtown, but it's,
I've never been to
downtown.
Mexico.
It's okay. And it's, this street, and then you got there's a big gold angel at,
I can see it.
City. Yeah, right? You can just imagine there. A big gold angel.
Beautiful.
And it's got a little, thing, and
of course.
The thing. It's got an olive ground leaf thing.
Okay.
In its hand, and it's supposed to be a symbol of independence.
Ooh,
from Spain. I
like that.
And I used to do Go Guides right there.
Oh, of course.
And it was right next to El Bosque de Chapultepec, which means the grasshopper.
Ooh, did you sell is it just the grasshopper?
No, it's
okay.
I was like the grasshopper woods, but it's a park.
You paused, and I was like, oh, that must the grasshopper. That's a long word for grasshopper.
Bosque meant a name. I had to think about it.
Did you sell a lot of Girl Guide cookies?
Actually, yes.
Ooh.
But they came in tins. The Mexican Girl Guide cookies
interesting.
came in tins. And they were sugar powdered cookies.
Oh.
And they were very delicious. They had almonds in them as well.
We didn't really do Girl Guide. Actually, there were Girl Guides. Some of my good friends were Girl Guides, but me personally, my family did not really do it. But one time in 6th grade, my friend brought his Girl Guides cookies to school because his dad always bought them. Changed my life.
I love Girl Guide cookies.
Then your grandma sent them.
Yeah, my grandma
sent
some Girl Guide cookies over. Delicious.
Shout out to Audrey's grandma. Also, shout out to Bella, who's not in the room. I don't know where she is.
Neither do I.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I think she's practicing. Practicing what? You'll find out when she's on.
Ooh. A little bit of a teaser.
Yeah, a little
some
teaser.
Suspense for you.
Some suspense.
Drop what you think she practices in the comments below.
What do you think? What do you think she does? Toss it in the comments. See what happens. Well, it's just Kate and I today, so we're gonna spin the wheel.
We should spin the wheel. We made the wheel.
Yeah. All right, off we go.
Woo woo. I would do the little unfortunate wheel of unfortune.
Oh, that's right.
But we don't have to.
Yeah.
The unfortunate wheel of unfortune.
I guess we have.
Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad cinematic universe. We didn't map this out as well as we should have. Why don't you start the story and I'm going to get some facts going.
Okay. Well,
how we came across the Better Call Saul thing. Because Audrey thought that Saul was a real man.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull out the video that I saw that made me think that Saul was a real person.
Better Call Saul. Okay, basically, for anyone who doesn't know, Better Call Saul is a TV show, and it is a spin-off of Breaking Bad.
We have seen neither. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I have not seen that.
I have not
my
seen...
My English
I
teacher,
haven't
though,
seen
shout out to my grade 12 English teacher. She's the best.
Okay.
She loved Breaking Bad. She used to play clips.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from it, and we'd analyze it, because the show looks great. I just don't have time.
Seems like a good show. So this is the video that I saw. I'm going to play the audio for you, because it's hilarious.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent. And that's why I fight for you, Albuquerque. Better Call Saul.
That's what made me think he was a real person.
Yeah.
So
he's not. He is
not
fictional.
To my surprise.
He is an attorney. And he's this is
the fictional attorney.
According to Wikipedia, this is the plot of Better Call Saul. He wasn't always Saul Goodman, ace attorney for chemist turned meth dealer Walter White. 6 years before he begins to represent Albuquerque's most notorious criminal, Goodman is Jimmy McGill, a small-time attorney hustling to make a name for himself. He's a forceful champion for his low-income... Oh, there's cut off clients. Okay, I'm going to cut it off there because there's a lot more than I thought there was. It's a long paragraph.
It's a long paragraph.
Basically, Mans is an attorney, and if you've seen Breaking Bad, you'll know Walter White. He likes meth. And they got to defend him. That's the thing. But I think Better Call Saul is about before that. Because
yeah,
I
it's
think
a prequel.
Yeah, they like...
it's the before.
They go over all of Saul's bits in Breaking Bad. But, you know, Audrey thought that Saul Goodman, based on that Peppa Pig video, was real.
It was a real man who was
Albuquerque's finest.
Albuquerque's finest man. Albuquerque's a weird place.
I've never been.
Albuquerque, is that a city? That's a city.
I think so.
Albuquerque's a city. Yeah.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Can you spell it?
No.
I thought it'd be funny if you did.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. It's a city in New Mexico.
Oh, there you go. I did not spell it right.
Me neither.
How did you spell Albuquerque?
Oh, I just went until it gave me it.
Oh.
I put Alb and then it put Perky.
I spelled it Albucurkie.
The K-I-E is a choice.
Albuquerque. It's actually spelled ALBQ. What? ALBUQUERQUE.
Beautiful.
Albuquerque.
We could have a wedding there. Dash Diamond Wedding Show is an event happening. And Harry Potter at the movie theater. We should head on down there.
We should go to the New Mexico Museum of Natural History.
The Goo Goo Dolls are hitting it up for their tour. I love the Goo Goo Dolls. Iris, you know, the classic.
The classic.
Blues Clues and You live on stage.
Oh,
Albuquerque's calling my name.
Yo! Wait, we could go to the Rattlesnake Museum and Gift Shop.
Ooh, of course.
I'm so excited for the gift shop.
I love snakes.
We could go to the University of New Mexico.
Oh,
that's a good place to go.
Luckily for us, though, we go to the University of University, the best university of all the universities.
The New Mexico Rattler. So much to do in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Once we get out of here, we can go to Albuquerque.
We'll head out to Albuquerque. That's what our tour will go to Albuquerque. When we go on tour.
First stop,
Albuquerque.
Even though it does not make sense at all based on where we are in the world
and our demographic of.
But we'll go there. We'll go to Albuquerque first show, then we'll fly back to where we are, and then start the real tour.
Exactly. I don't think we have any listeners from Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you are a listener...
Shout out
to any and all listeners who might be from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Or have been to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, if you've been to Albuquerque, New Mexico, let us know and tell us how it went.
You've never been, have you?
I've never been to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've never been to New Mexico, full stop. Have you ever been to New Mexico / Albuquerque?
Where are you from?
Mexico.
Oh, I thought you said New Mexico.
No, Mexico.
You're from Mexico City.
Mexico City, Mexico.
And
not
I was like,
New Mexico.
I was like, I thought you said like something New Mexico, and I thought that was like today's thing, and I was like, wait a minute, we've already lost that. My bad. I don't pay attention. New Mexico is a state.
Yeah, New Mexico is a state
of the United States, not Mexico.
No. Actually, some Mexican history for you.
Go ahead.
The United States and Mexico were at a war.
Of course.
It has a name. I'm pretty sure the war has a name.
The War
but basically,
1812. No, that was us.
That was the kid. That was us. Yeah, that was you.
Oh yeah, that was me. You're from Mexico. My bad. You're just with me here now.
I'm just with you here now. Exactly. But the war. There was this one war because Mexico used to stretch up really far. Up into like Texas and stuff. Texas used to be Mexico.
And I bet that makes them mad.
Yeah. But now Texas is not Mexico anymore because Texas is in the United States. But basically, the United States decided, you know what would be really great if we invaded Mexico. So that's exactly what they did, and they were successful. Hence, we have New Mexico, Texas, Arizona, Nevada.
Oh, these are all...
And California.
Oh!
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah. My favorite thing ever... actually, there's a lot of... That's a lie. It's not my favorite thing ever. But one of my great favorite things is California.
Of course.
And then in the United States. But then in Mexico, you have the states that are right under California, which is Baja California, which is under California.
That's nice.
And then under California, you have Baja California Sur, which is under California South.
I love that.
So you got California,
Creative.
under California South.
I love it when places do that.
I know, right?
It's funny. It's like a bit that like we're all a part of.
Exactly. It's so funny,
but
it
it's
makes
real.
Me laugh.
I don't know if we have it. Like honestly, that topic was really funny when we thought of it.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping one of us would have watched Breaking Bad by the time we got to it, though, because we have nothing to say about the cinematic universe.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
That's cool. We got a couple minutes out of that one.
Yeah.
The unfortunate Wheel of Unfortune.
Woo!
Oh, it's a little spooky.
Yeah.
Got the sound going.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's for you.
This one, the My Little Pony communist episode.
Of course. Which
I have so many thoughts.
I don't think I've seen. Describe it.
Okay, so basically, I think it's like the first episode of season, like 6 or something. My sister will fact check me. Dearest sister, please fact check me. So basically, Twilight Sparkle and the squad.
Yes.
Are like, okay, now we gotta go solve friendship issues because she's the princess of friendship or whatever.
Always.
Right? And so they're like, oh my gosh, there's this little dot in this desolate area where there's no people. Let's go there because there's friendship occurring. Friendship issues.
Yes.
And so they pack up their stuff and they head on a journey across Equestria.
Of course.
To the town. Or the area where there's supposed to be no town, but there is a town. And the town has got this whole we're all equal thing.
I have seen this episode.
I remember. Seen this episode?
I remember.
And basically, the town, there's the leader of the town, Starlight Glimmer.
Of course.
Which I think is a hilarious name, and we'll get to that very soon. She's the leader of the town, and she removes people's cutie marks when people get their cutie marks, and replaces them with an equal sign, and they're kept in a museum of everyone's cutie marks. And so everyone is equal, and everyone wears the same clothes, and eats the same food, and has the same house, because everybody is equal, and nobody deserves to be better than anybody else. But of course, Starlight Glimmer, being the leader, she gets the biggest house.
Tea.
I know, it's a little commentary on
society,
and, you know. And so basically, essentially, long story short, Starlight Glimmer is running this communist regime.
Of course. That was a jump. For anyone at home who didn't make the connection, Audrey made it for you.
Yeah. And when the squad arrives, and they're like, what's going on here? Why doesn't anybody have cutie marks? They're like, oh, we're just all equal, and we're all so happy in this town. And then they kidnap the ponies and put them in a house and try to brainwash them into being part of their regime. And they try to remove their cutie marks.
Yes.
And so anyways, shenanigans ensue. They overthrow Starlight Glimmer, the dictator, and
capitalism.
Capitalism. Everyone gets their cutie marks back, and they're whatever. And Starlight Glimmer goes into hiding.
Of course.
Okay? Cut to the end of the season. Starlight Glimmer is back.
It's a callback.
It's a callback. Starlight Glimmer, I think it's really funny that her name is Starlight Glimmer, because it'd be funny if, like, all dictators had some names like that. Like, Stalin was like Rainbow Sparkles. And, like,
the great works of Rainbow Sparkles.
Or, like Fidel Castro was like...
eggs and bacon. I was thinking of something non-threatening. Am I threatened by eggs and bacon? Not. Oh, you're vegetarian.
I'm vegetarian.
You probably have felt threatened by bacon. Personally, me though, no.
No, never threatened by the bacon. But I think it's really funny for, like, dictators to have really silly funny names. Referred to, like, dictators as, like,
something stupid.
Something stupid like that. Anyways. So Starlight Glimmer returns with a vengeance, okay?
Yes.
And she's like, I'm going to ruin everything you've ever worked for, Twilight Sparkle.
No.
And so Starlight Glimmer learns how to time travel.
Of course!
Of course! And so she goes back in time and messes with the timeline to the point where the ponies don't know each other anymore, and they're not friends. And then there's total war going on in Equestria.
Of course.
And there's, like, a war. It's a, like, commentary on World War I. And then there's, like, a nuclear apocalypse, and then there's another one. Like, the timeline gets progressively worse and worse as Starlight Glimmer alters it. Because she doesn't want Twilight Sparkle to succeed in any way, because she destroyed her little small-town communist regime.
So now we got like a little bit of Doctor Strange.
Exactly.
rolling
And then
in here.
eventually, so Starlight Glimmer is defeated, and then she gets redemption, and now she is Twilight Sparkle's pupil.
Yes.
The end.
Of course.
That's how it goes.
So,
What have we learned?
okay. So this show, My Little Pony,
Yeah.
is pushing anti-communism
Yeah.
onto the children.
Yeah.
And it clearly worked. Because you have enjoyed that episode. And think it's very funny that they did a communist episode.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny. I remember watching it for the first time when I was like 14 years old with my sister and my dad was so shocked and I was so shocked.
How did they get away with it?
I don't know.
Like you can have commentary on political stuff in kids shows like that. You can do that.
That's common.
if done right.
But that was so.
But
it was so.
that was just blatant.
That was just blatant commentary on like
Communism. Like I did not understand communism when I was watching My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Personally, and I don't know if I would have. I mean, I've seen that episode, and I don't remember making any connections to communism per se. I might have been 9 as well, so who's to say?
Who knows? But yeah, that's the My Little Pony communist episode.
Of course. You talked about this one a lot, like a month ago.
Yeah.
Came up a lot in conversation. It's actually surprisingly, you can slip that one into any conversation.
Can you believe it? I slipped in the My Little Pony communist episode a lot into conversation.
So, you've ever seen that episode? This reminds me of the one time in My Little Pony where communism.
It's a classic.
For some reason, I'm being reminded of a beautiful film, Rango. Did you ever watch that one with the
did watch
lizard?
Rango
I'm picturing them in the town with the guns, and they're like, "This town ain't big enough for the two of us." And then they do their little. I gotta rewatch Rango. That's a great film. I was scared of it though. I don't know if you were too.
Fair enough.
When I was younger, I was like, "This is scary," but we still watched it all the time anyways. Because like the bird that comes to get him.
Oh yeah.
Rango's about a cowboy lizard. For anyone who hasn't seen it, go watch it. Great film.
I can't remember in what context I watched Rango. Because I remember watching it, but I can't remember where or with who. Because I don't think I watched it with my family.
My brothers.
I didn't watch it with my family. I think I watched it either like at someone's house or on an airplane.
It was an odd movie because like it was very popular but also not popular. Like it was like a big hit but like an underground big hit. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like everyone had seen it that I talked to, but it didn't like hit the theaters and like I don't remember being like Frozen level or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. But people seem to have watched it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's a good film back in the day.
Back in the day.
Should we spin one more time? One more time.
One more time.
All right.
The unfortunate wheel of unfortune.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Oh.
Yeah. We almost had one that we're
saving.
rigging for someone.
That one's being saved for someone else. So instead we're talking about the streets.
Yeah. If you didn't know what you're listening to, it's In the Streets.
With Kate and Audrey.
Henceforth the name. We know about the streets.
The streets.
Basically, if you walk outside of your home right now, you'll see this pavemented, like, ground area. That's the streets.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Well.
I don't know where we want to go with the streets, though. How much can we say?
I feel like we put it on there to explain why we were called In the Streets.
And it's a little late.
But yeah, it's a little late to explain why we have the name. And also, I don't think
it's applicable.
It's applicable anymore. Because now we've changed the meaning of In the Streets. Because it used to mean something else to us. Now it means something completely different.
Yeah. Basically.
Back in the day.
Audrey and I really like the streets.
Yeah.
We go in the streets.
Go in the streets.
And we hang out in the streets.
Hang out in the streets.
Especially on the university campus, like the weekends, you know.
Weekends on the streets.
We ran out of things to do, so we just kind of wander around campus and explore. One time we went to the quad and we went stargazing. That was a fun streets night.
One time we found a fountain.
We found a fountain?
Remember that one night when we found a fountain? We were walking in the middle of the
night.
Right,
that was cool.
Yeah.
There was one time where Audrey and I made a nature documentary because our friends walked way faster than us. That was really fun.
And then we cut through the University to spook them.
We nailed our Australian accent that night.
We were just pointing.
Beep!
Oh.
This was almost like ready to go too.
Yeah, I know.
We could have just been like, post.
I know. I'm so sad.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What do you want to say about the streets? Anything in particular?
I mean, I think I like the idea of streets.
I like what we've made it. Like we always say the streets.
Yeah.
Because it's just fun.
It's exactly. We're hitting the streets.
And then it
After
could
the
just be,
streets.
like, going to class. We'll be like, we're in the streets.
We're in the streets. We're hitting the streets.
Which it has a different connotation because people always would say, like, throw them to the streets.
Yeah.
Like, kick them out.
She's for the streets.
Yeah. Not us.
Not us. We've
just changed it.
It's just the road.
It's literally just, like, not being in our home.
It's
like,
just being outside.
To the streets we go. And especially if we're together. Because then it's really the streets.
And then it's the streets. In the streets. And then we're in the streets with Kate and Audrey.
This sounds like we're talking about something, like, we're not, like, saying what it is, you know?
Yeah.
But we really are just talking about
Exactly.
the streets. Just straight up the road outside.
The roads, the pavement.
We're in a dorm building right now. When I leave the dorm building,
Just gonna be in the streets.
I'm gonna be in the streets, and then I'm gonna walk to my building, and I will no longer be in the streets. But when I get up for my class tomorrow, I'll be in the streets again.
In the streets.
That's literally all it is.
Yeah. With Kate and Audrey.
Yeah, we're in the streets with Kate and Audrey because Audrey and I had a good joke going about the streets for a while.
Yeah.
And we both like to talk, so we made a podcast.
Yeah.
And we could show them our name list.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Do you have it?
I think I do.
Or
It's
you
entirely
texted me a
possible.
bunch.
I deleted it.
I think I have a bunch of texts.
Podcast topics? No. Cards.
Actually, I can
Next.
search.
Chapters run. To do on Friday. Presentation ideas. University shopping list.
Come on.
Interesting things.
Podcast. Let's see what Audrey just said to me about the podcast.
Once Upon a Time. Jason Derulo.
I just have, Kate, I'm going to be straight up with you. Our podcast has been on repeat.
It has been on repeat.
Let me see if I have a picture of
To
your
do.
notes.
Let me see if I have a picture of that.
Where? What is I know I have a list somewhere.
I know.
Or maybe it's in our DMs.
Oh, yeah. I think it might be there. Let me look through my screenshots. See if it's there. Screenshots.
There we go. We got 8 match messages.
Podcast name ideas. Screenshot.
Oh, yeah. I've got it, too.
All right. Do you want to start? And then I'll do the next one.
Audrey and Kate can't shut up.
Kate and Audrey can't shut up.
Peter's fan club.
We'll talk about Peter later.
We'll get to that.
We have cool friends.
The Venus Eye Trap.
The Streets. A podcast.
In the Streets with Kate and Audrey.
And that was it. Those are all our ideas.
Literally. Some of our friends threw some in, but we didn't write them down.
Yeah.
They weren't good enough.
They weren't good enough for the name ideas.
There was a clear winner from the get-go, though.
Yeah. In the Streets with Kate and Audrey. People liked that one, but originally you and I were going to go with The Streets, a podcast.
That one was cool, too.
That one was cool.
It's cool to have our names, though.
Yeah, and
It's
so I
like
think we went.
personalizes it a little more.
So I think we made a good decision with picking our name.
I agree. I mean, we've got all these fans, all these
Yeah,
listeners,
all
and why
these
are they here?
listeners.
The name.
The name.
It grabs you.
It grabs you. Who's in the streets? It's Kate and Audrey.
Yeah.
Why are they in the streets?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Who knows?
You tune in each week and you find out who we're in the streets with and what we're talking about in the streets.
Yeah.
Other people have told us we should go out and actually interview people.
On the streets?
But, like, that would be cool, but that also involves our faces a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I don't think we can take this mic outside.
Very true. Very true. And the laptop.
And the
Carrying the mic and the laptop. You want to be on our podcast? There's a really good podcast for any of you avid podcast listeners. It's called Podcast But Outside. They basically do that. They go and set up a table. It's one of my favorite podcasts ever. Please be on our Podcast But Outside. But they set up a table outside any location. Like, they'll be in, like, the streets of, like, LA or, like, weddings or something. And they just sit there with a sign that says, we'll give you $1 if you're on our podcast. And they just have random people sit down. And they, like, film it. It's really cool. And then they just interview strangers, and they, like, for, like, 5 minutes at a time. It's really funny, because they get the weirdest people on there. It's great.
That's so cool.
It is cool. I would have done it if they hadn't done it first.
Yeah. That's a fun idea. We'll get them on, or we'll plagiarize. One of the two.
Who's to say? Whatever comes first.
Whichever one we decide to do first. Yeah.
The break of silence. We're both checking the time and seeing if we're, like, happy with it.
Are you guys, dear listeners, happy?
Just right up in the mic. Have you ever seen The Dark Crystal? The Dark Crystal?
Yeah, The Dark Crystal. There's this character. I can't remember his name. I think it's like, I was going to say Charmander, but that's Oh, no. Oh my gosh, have you seen The Dark Crystal? There's this one character, he goes,
I've never seen that.
Oh my gosh, I got Dark Crystal. For context, I'm Googling it, Crystal. character.
Lots of detail.
That's not a great character.
Character right.
Chamberlain!
What does this show look like?
It's all puppets.
Oh, I've never seen this.
It's made by, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy that made the Muppets.
Oh, I love him. Jim Henson.
Yeah, I think. Let's Google. Let me like.
I know the entire history of Jim Henson. I was obsessed with this one YouTube doc on him. We could put that on the list of things. I could talk about the Muppets too.
Oh yeah,
Muppets to Sesame Street.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Fozzie Bear, obviously.
Oh, I see that. My favorite Muppet is Beaker.
I just googled Jim Henson because I love him. But like there's a picture of me that will reach the internet if I ever show my face. Of me that I look like Fozzie Bear.
Aww.
And it's really funny.
I feel like that was a really
great
funny
photo.
Anyway, so Chamberlain, the whole film, he goes,
Of course.
And that really reminded me of what we were just doing.
Great film, apparently.
The Dark Crystal is supposedly I've seen it, so I know it was really good. It's really good. It's a great film.
Some things to watch this week. The My Little Pony Communist episode, for one. That's a shorter one. Yep. Rango. Watch the film. The Dark Crystal. And check out Podcast But Outside.
Yeah.
Some things to do this week.
It's a long reading list, or watching list, / listening list.
Yeah.
It's a long list of things to do. That's your homework for next week.
We gotta put a picture of the guys or Instagram.
Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we'll put up. So get excited. So check out our Instagram to see who.
At In the Streets. With.
I
always forget. People are always like, what's the podcast Instagram? And I'm like, just go through my following and put like In the Streets.
At In the Streets with. It's not loading, which is really annoying. The University Wi-Fi is not working right now.
What are we looking at?
I'm looking at the Dark Crystal so I can figure out who made it.
Who made the Dark
Crystal? I'm pretty sure it was the same guy that made the Muppets.
Well, it is very Muppety. Yeah, Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Wow, how did I not know about this? I
know.
I love Jim Henson.
We'll watch the Dark Crystal together then.
We better.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's many. The Age of Renaissance?
Oh yeah, there's
that's Resistance. I can't read.
there's a Netflix series about the Dark Crystal.
Of course.
Now. Yeah, because Netflix has taken it up because of course they have.
Rude.
I haven't gone around to that yet though, but I have seen the film, The Dark Crystal.
Beautiful film.
It's a great film.
I haven't seen it. I'm lying.
It's a great film, but it's all done with puppets and stuff.
Yeah, because he was a good puppeteer, that Jim Henson.
Yeah, so it's all done with puppets, and Chamberlain is my favorite character because he goes the whole time. That's all he does. He's like.
He's plotting. Doing a little bit of a
plotting. A little plotting right there. Like the crime.
Oh my gosh!
The crime! The crime!
It all comes back to the crime.
The crime.
My phone wallet is coming off.
Oh no.
I have a phone wallet on the back of my phone case because I have a lot of cards that I need to keep with me at all times. And I've overfilled it. I have 5 cards in here right now. And it's supposed to fit 2. And it's like coming off. And I fear that one day I'm going to pull my phone out of my pocket and all of my debit card, my Visa, my license, my university card, my everything is going to just not be there anymore. Oh, there's someone outside.
Someone's outside walking around.
I also have this bad boy. This is a pass for a certain city that I was in last week.
Oh,
to travel around the public transportation.
Yeah, ooh.
We're gonna talk about that city later on the podcast.
Exactly, it's a topic on the list.
It was some decent public transportation, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Why we are avid haters of the city. We are haters at our core.
To the core.
Like
I'm
Descendants.
wrong to the core. That's a good one too.
Really
we should talk about the Descendants series one day with Gemma.
Gemma.
Shout out to Gemma.
Shout out Gemma,
who's not in the room.
But that's for you. That's that. We'll save that one for you, because I was at the gym ages ago with Gemma, and my AirPods died. Very sad. I know. But she lent me her AirPod, and she was listening to Descendants, so we listened to the whole soundtrack, all 3 films, the whole time. It was great.
One time, not too long ago, we were at a silent disco. I don't know if we've talked about that on here before.
We have not, no.
But we went to the silent disco.
It
was an experience to say, nonetheless. It poured from before the event all the way throughout the event, rain, on top of a mountain with there were 15 of us, and I was a volunteer and I invited 7 of them, so there was not a lot of people, and shout out to the DJ, Carlos. He was pretty chill.
He was chill.
But anyways, some of the music was just not to Gemma's liking. So she did slip AirPods in under her headphones and listen to Descendants. That's how much she loves Descendants.
Yeah. She listened to the Descendants soundtrack that whole time.
It was great.
It was a good time. Yeah.
Do we wrap her up?
I think so. I mean, now we're at the time limit that people have complained about, so I guess we kind of have to now.
People like us for small periods of time we've found.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Busy people, busy lives.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
See ya.
Bye, guys.